What is going on, everybody? Today we're going to look at center Olu Oluwatimi, who is expected to start for the Seattle Seahawks. And we're going to talk about what this guy brings to the Seahawks. We're going to talk about why I think this guy has so much upside to become a really, really good football player for the Seattle Seahawks. And why I think the Seahawks have their starting center. Now, I know there's a couple other options that the Seahawks have. But when I look at Olu Oluwatimi, I look at some of these reps. To me, they really stick out. And this rep right here is a great example of it. So right away, you got to slide to the left. Olu Oluwatimi is going to go up against number 95 here. 95 is going to do a great job swatting the hands away. And you see Olu Oluwatimi's hands get swatted away right there. Right? So to me, this is a great job by the defensive lineman. Right hand is going to come around and he's going to swat the hands of Olu Oluwatimi. And Olu Oluwatimi is going to be off balance here. But he does a great job recovering. He does a great job with the hips, with the quickness to recover and just get the hands right back on the nose. And he's able to end up pushing this guy out of the way. And he's able to keep the quarterback clean. The quarterback gets the ball out. And you picked up about 5 yards. So that's a great job right there by the center to be able to recover on a play where a lot of centers would lose this. Early on, if you get snapped like this, you're going to lose the rep. Right? But again, Olu Oluwatimi, really nice job being able to recover. These are some of the things we saw from him in college. And they're definitely translating into the NFL. And we're going to get into a bunch of different snaps. Very excited for it. Let's just get right into the tape. Alrighty, guys, just kind of sticking to the recovery aspect and just his pass pro, generally speaking. I think his pass pro is his biggest asset, right? He does so many advanced things on tape in his pass pro. And we're going to get into that as we kind of just go forward. I'll watch a ton of his reps over the course of this video. But this is a really nice job, once again, recovery. Now, one of the things that happens within this play is the defensive lineman is actually going to cross his face, right? So Olu is going to step towards the right. As soon as the play begins, he's going to step to the right. Olu is a guy that loves to punch with the left hand. That's usually his first hand he'll strike with, and that makes sense. He snaps with his right hand. So he's going to snap the ball here. He's going to try to punch with the left hand, and the D-tackle is going to swat the hand away. Bam. And as soon as the D-tackle swats that hand, Olu Oluwatimi now has to be able to recover and move and just mirror and get in front of this guy. And you can see him make that adjustment right there. Right, you'll see the hand's going to ultimately end up coming off. You'll see the hand get swatted. He brings the left hand back around, readjusts the feet. I mean, to me, it's just such a clean recovery by Olu Oluwatimi to get up back in front of this guy. And he makes sure the quarterback does not take a hit. Right, do not underestimate how much it matters. You know, if you lose a rep early on and the quarterback takes a big hit, that's a big difference than if you lose and you're able to recover. Even if you lose and the quarterback has to get off the spot, as long as you're able to recover and keep him clean, to me it makes a big difference. So great rep here by Olu Oluwatimi. With that being stated, let's go ahead and get to the next snap. So in this season, one of the things I had noticed with Olu Oluwatimi is the guy's a very smart football player and he moves well as well. So one of the things you'll notice is on this one here, Anthony Bradford's going to release way too early on the guard, and it's going to be Olu Oluwatimi who ends up stepping up and shutting it down, which allows this 2nd and 10 play to hit for 32 yards. Without what Olu Oluwatimi does on this play, the play does not work. Right? So this is a really nice job by the center to be able to help the rookie guard in Anthony Bradford. But I want you guys to think about what's kind of happening on this play. So the defense is going to put a one technique here, which means Olu Oluwatimi right out of his stance has to first and foremost check that. There's no way Olu Oluwatimi can step right because of the one technique. So he has to make sure he checks that, so Damian Lewis can get out in front of it and take it on. You'll see 67 is going to go up against 97. 78 will have to take the defensive end, which means you're basically putting Anthony Bradford and number 99 in a one-on-one situation. So teams are drawing this up this way to get that true one-on-one. And in this instance, you're going to see Bradford's going to release too early. Now, I'm not sure if Bradford ended up losing the rep. That's why he kind of let go. And, it kind of looks like he looked over here to the right. To me, this is just not a good job, right? You're basically giving this defensive tackle a free release to the inside. Now, Olu Oluwatimi does a great job recognizing this, getting out in front of it, and shutting it down, right? Because this right here is a hit on the quarterback if Olu Oluwatimi is a step slow. If Olu Oluwatimi does not get over the top, the D-tackle ends up getting to the quarterback. Great job by the rookie center to be able to kind of get there and help keep a clean pocket for the quarterback to be able to step up. And, of course, you see Geno deliver a really nice pass. Let's go ahead and get to the next snap. Now I want to go ahead and switch focus a little bit. I actually want to talk about Olu's run blocking a little bit. One of the things with his run blocking is he's a very good reach blocker. He does a really good job with the advanced techniques to cut people off. He does struggle at the point of attack. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. Let's go ahead and get into this first snap here. He's going to do a really nice job with the reach block on the linebacker. All right, so if he has an outside zone or a wide zone, he does a good job reach block. This is an example of that. You see him just straight up go, and he takes the perfect angle. He gets right in front of it, and he cuts this guy off. I mean, this block right here is a very hard thing to do. And it's hard because there's a guy lined up in front of you. So you have to avoid this guy. You have to get around him. Keep in mind the primary responsibility of a nose is to mirror the center and make sure the center is not able to get off the block cleanly. And Olu Oluwatimi does get off the block, and he gets out in front of the linebacker here, cuts him off. And the fact that he's able to get to the left side of this guy, it's created massive cutback lanes. Obviously, the running back hits us to the outside, but the cutback lane would have been here. Of course, as he continues this out this way, he wasn't able to find anything. But again, Olu Oluwatimi does a great job within his block, right? So just a really nice job being able to run, block, and reach. Let's go ahead and get to the next snap. Now, of course, in that last play, you guys saw Olu Oluwatimi reach blocking. Here's another one where he's going to reach once again. And I show you guys reach blocking specifically because when it comes to run blocking, he does struggle sometimes at the point of attack. But on this one here, although this is a pass, up front the guys are still reaching, right? You'll see Olu Oluwatimi reach the 2-eye technique here. He's going to end up getting right in front of this guy. To me, this is exactly how you want this play to work. This is a hard block to make, and it's a hard block to sustain, specifically because of the angle you have to take. Obviously, he's a rookie as well, so it'll get easier with time, right? But to me, I love the fact that he is still able to get out in front of this guy. And he does have to work on sticking to blocks, and that's something we'll talk about here in a second as well. But I do like the fact that he is still able to reach, something he does really well. Let's go ahead and get to the next snap. Now, as we're kind of talking about his run blocking, his reach ability, you will see him do a really nice job climbing, right? Again, to me, the big strength this guy has is pass pro and zone runs. Right, and that was one of the things the Seahawks did a lot this past season with Shane Waldron. They ran a ton of zone, outside zone, inside zone, wide zone, and especially those wide and outside zone plays where the center has to climb. He has to be able to pick linebackers off. Olu Oluwatimi had a lot of really nice reps, and this play right here picks up 15 yards. To me, I do like the technique within this play. I know some people will call this a hold, but to me, someone who loves to watch offensive linemen, I call this a slingshot block. I call it a slingshot, which to me is something I've seen a ton of offensive linemen do. Believe it or not, this is something they teach you, right? When a guy is maybe getting out in front of you, when you don't necessarily have the leverage, you pull him forward, right? You basically are going to bring him in towards yourself, and that will allow you to gain that leverage on this guy. Now, some people can say, hey, that kind of looks like a hold. It's not going to get called a hold. I think rarely does it get called a hold. I think the slingshot technique gets called way less often than people realize. And all the great offensive linemen do this, man. You got to be able to do this. And he does it as a rookie. So I just want you guys to kind of keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and get to the next snap. Now, another thing you're going to notice with Olu is he does a great job trying to use advanced techniques to try to win blocks. So, for example, on that last one, you guys saw him slingshot. On this next one, you're going to see another thing that he likes to do. So on this one here, he has a nose right in front of him. He's trying to cut off the nose. That's a very hard thing to do, especially when you have that guy really lined up across from you. And this is a outside zone to your left, right? So essentially what Olu Oluwatimi is going to end up trying to do here is he's going to try to use the rip technique. What he's trying to try to do is with the left hand, he's going to try to latch onto the shoulder pad. With the right arm, he's going to try to rip in front of this defensive lineman. He's going to try to gain the leverage by getting out in front of it. Now, it doesn't work well because number 7 here jumps the gap. But to me, when I watch Olu Oluwatimi and the leverage he does have, you can definitely see that Olu Oluwatimi is out in front of this guy. So let's say number 7 here takes the backside gap. The running back here would have the potential lane here, or he would be able to hit it to the outside here. Now, of course, with this, I also do like the fact that as number 7 here does blitz, Olu Oluwatimi ends up getting off of his guy and he ends up taking the linebacker. To me, that's great processing, right? That shows you that this guy's a very smart football player. This shows you this guy understands how to do the little things that kind of happen out in front of you from a processing perspective. You can't delay blitz this guy. You're not going to be able to try to, run stunts and those type of things because he can see that, right? In real time, he can process it. So to me, very smart football player. You see the little things with the technique. You see that this guy's able to see things as it happens in real time. That's one of the things that really sticks out to me with Olu Oluwatimi. Now, another thing we're going to see with Olu Oluwatimi a ton is the guy is a very, very good pass blocker. Specifically, he has the strength to be able to anchor down right in the middle of the offensive line. So on this play here, as an example, you're going to see this defensive tackle just straight up try to bull rush Olu Oluwatimi. He's going to go full speed. He's going to put his helmet down, and you're going to see Olu Oluwatimi just straight up anchor down. Look at this. To me, beautiful job right there to be able to handle the power initially. Of course, he does get the double team as well by Lewis after he ends up shutting it down. But again, to me, up until the point Lewis actually double teams, the guy still was able to handle the bull rush. He was able to shut this down. And this is one of the things you're going to expect from this guy. He does a really, really nice job being able to handle the middle of the offensive line. And generally speaking, he does not get pushed back, as we've seen guys in the past kind of get pushed back in the middle of the pocket. Now, one of the things that Olu Oluwatimi does in pass pro that I really like is he has good grip strength. So one of the techniques he'll use in pass pro is the latch technique. Love it. Basically, he's going to get the left hand on the defensive lineman here, and he's going to grab onto the shoulder pad with the left hand. You know, sometimes people will try to hug defensive linemen. Some centers will try to get both hands to the inside, and they'll try to lock to the inside. To me, I think the best way to pass block is always going to be one hand on the top shoulder pad, the other hand to the inside chest plate. Now, it's hard to tell because of the angle, and he is playing center, so a very, very hard thing to see. But the left hand's going to land instantly on the shoulder pad. The right hand, he's trying to land it to the inside. So you're going to see the right hand ends up getting high. It's going to end up also hitting the shoulder pad. But watch him bring the right hand underneath right there. Look at him readjust the right hand, and bam, right there. It ends up landing to the inside. And again, I understand it's hard to see because of the angle. But to me, these are the things that Olu Oluwatimi does that really sticks out, especially in pass pro. I think the guy's a very, very good pass blocker. He can continue to develop when it comes to run blocking. He is obviously an overall smart football player, so it's not going to be an issue for him. He already takes great angles. He does slingshot. He does do the advanced things on tape. But I think from a pure, just getting stronger, making contact, just getting better, generally speaking, in all the different running elements, I think he can continue to improve that. Obviously, the year two leap, he'll be able to do that. But again, I love the hand placement. To me, it's just perfect with how this guy does it. He really shuts it down and keeps the middle of the pocket clean. Let's go ahead and get to the next snap. Check this one out. Once again, he's going to latch on to the nose tackle. Love the technique. To me, this is exactly how you want to be able to do this in pass pro. Latch on, grab on, and don't let go, right? So to me, just a really, really nice job on this one. I think this is exactly how you want to do this if you're going to use this technique. Left hand lands, and you see right there, he grabs on. Perfect. Does not get better than that. Really, really nice job by Olu Oluwatimi. Let's go ahead and get to the next snap. Alrighty guys, now earlier I said that he does struggle sometimes at the point of attack when it comes to run blocking specifically. And here's an example of that. So you're going to run duo here, where you're going to basically make the read with these two guys up to the two linebackers. In this instance, it's going to actually be the guard here that's going to release up to the linebacker, which means Olu Oluwatimi should theoretically be able to get over here to the right side of this defensive lineman. If he's not able to turn the hips or seal this guy off, he needs to push him outwards or at least have the control on him. Now, Dexter Lawrence is one of the best defensive tackles in the NFL, right? So with that, I understand Olu Oluwatimi is going to lose, but I'll show you guys a couple more snaps here in a second where it's basically going to be the same thing. So what's going to end up happening on this play is the center's not going to be able to get out in front or even just have the leverage within this block. All right, so for example, on the other side, if you guys look at the right guard and right tackle, watch how the right tackle is able to get out in front of number 93. You're going to see the right tackle is going to end up getting in front of it, and he's going to hook it off so that this guy does not have the leverage or the control. On the other end, you see Olu Oluwatimi struggle, and again, I understand it's Dexter Lawrence, so this is kind of expected to happen. But this is something I need him to improve as he goes into this next season. All right, at the point of attack, power runs, where he has a nose right in front of him, plays where he has to back block or down block, he struggled. And it's just one of the things I need him to improve on. It's really not that big of a deal, but you'll see this next play here against the Cardinals as well. It's going to be the same exact theme where he's going to end up not being able to hold the block as long. Right? He's not going to be able to gain the leverage on this defensive lineman. The defensive lineman ends up really locking out, and he kind of tosses Olu Oluwatimi to the side. Again, it's not a major deal because this guy is a nose, and Olu is only a first-year guy. But again, it's just something I need him to continue to work on. Continue to get stronger and faster, being able to push guys around a little bit more. And this is really only something I noticed in run blocking. In pass pro, he does a great job. I don't see there being any strength issues in that instance. Just wanted to kind of point that out. Let's go ahead and get to the next snap. Once again, he's going to end up just getting controlled. He's going to get tossed off, and the defense tackle is going to make the play. I just got to do a better job getting stronger. Got to do a better job making contact. And I think part of this is also because of who's playing right guard next to him. I think Bradford really struggled last year with techniques and just basic things. And I'm not surprised the Seahawks went out and got a bunch of guards this offseason. All right, because Bradford did not show a ton last season. And I'm not sure if he's going to end up getting moved. But I don't expect Bradford to be the starting right guard this season. I'd be very shocked if he starts, especially at right guard with Christian Haynes obviously being drafted. But again, just do a little bit of a better job with Olu, just kind of sticking to the block. Again, this is the year 2 stuff, right? So we'll see in preseason this year how he develops his stuff. Overall, there's so much to like with Olu Oluwatimi. The guy has so much upside. He's going to continue to develop. And I truly think the Seattle Seahawks got their starting center in this guy. Now, of course, a big part of him starting and really holding the job down will also depend on his development. It'll depend on how much better he got from last year to this year. And we'll find that out in the preseason. To be honest, the little things he did last season, like, this one here where Ali McNeil, who's a really good D tackle, is going to swat him away, and just the way he kind of recovers and is able to get right in front of it again. To me, this stuff matters so much, and I love the fact that he's able to do all the advanced things as a rookie. And I'm just excited to watch what he develops into going into this second season, because he has so much upside, but at the same time, the Seahawks really didn't bring a center in that I would say is a starting caliber center, which tells me the Seahawks believe in this guy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We are going to be covering the Seahawks this season, and we will definitely be doing a ton of training camp and preseason content. So subscribe if you're not subscribed, and I will see you guys next time with another video.